Well, good morning again. A little bit hoarse today from singing all those cowboy songs. Um, anyway, I forgot to mention, I don't think I did in the Northwest Company, and I don't feel like listening to the whole thing again. But Ron Graham, who was Ronnie Tomato, we stayed with him until the end. He'd had a stroke in his later years, and we visited him a lot. I made him a lot of salmon loaves, and we used to meet him. He had a scooter. He used to still go around, smoke joints. He finally quit drinking, but he drank at the Windsor for years. I used to go down there, sitting. I ran into him years after the Northwest Company had broken up, and I'd been away touring and stuff. I ran into him. He was drinking at the Windsor. He'd worked for Kelly Douglas, the food distributors. Anyway, Ronnie was a great guy. The Northwest Company was actually the most fun when we were the trio living at Patterson Avenue, and Ronnie was our manager, and he was such a party guy. We'd go down to the Anchor Hotel and all these Gastown Inn and drink and come home, get Verona pizza, all that stuff I told. And he was like a fatherly figure for the band, and I always remember he'd get up in the morning and stir his coffee with that damn spoon, ding, 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 right near our bedrooms. And they'd play darts every morning and, throw darts at the dartboard. And it was like a hang-around house, and people would bring joints over and get stoned in the morning, and Ron was a great guy. He was a lot of fun to be around, and he was like he could always get things done, He was like a go-getter and kind of a big guy. We call him Big Ron, Ronnie Tomato. We'd actually had parts in I probably told this story, but we had parts in some play one time where everybody took a different part, and he was a tomato, and it sort of stuck with him. Later on, he became the captain of the Patterson Avenue Perverts, which was a baseball team in the Cosmic League, and there was a bunch of hippies and all these different. They'd go out and drink and party and play baseball, softball. He was the pitcher, and he'd shoot this ball, it's called, where he'd wind up and he'd look like he was really going to pitch it, and he'd pitch this slow ball that went way up and down. The hitters always think they could hit it, and they would swing at this thing and miss the damn drop ball. And he'd go, yeah, when he threw it, like, here's the ball you want, Anyway, he was a funny guy, Ronnie. I loved the guy. And when we went out one time to play at a party at a Matsqui prison or Fraser prison or some prison, Gowan knows the name of it, I can't remember, I should have asked him, but it was out in the valley somewhere. And it was for pretty, I don't know, fairly hardened criminals, I guess. But we were all, I had my big fur coat and long hair, and everybody. And Ronnie, of course, he probably drinking a beer on the way out there. And we had a hash pipe, and we used to get high before our gigs. And we smoked up all this hash on the way. And then we'd drive right up to the gates. Ron sticks the hash pipe under the front seat. I mean, it was real illegal back then. I got busted in Calgary and ended up spending, 2 days in jail out there and got fined $300 and got a record for it. I had to get a pardon in the later years. And now I still have trouble getting in the States again because I tried to get Nexus and admit I'd been arrested. Anyway, Ronnie sticks the hash pipe under the front seat of the van, and we drive into the thing, and we're going to do a concert in this prison. And so the guards come out and go, hey, can we give you a hand, guys? Here, let us give you a hand. All this equipment. We must have reeked of hash. And because you're a rock and roll band, you can get away with a lot of things. So we went in there, and we set up, and all these prisoners came in their garb and sat in this big gym, and then we got up there and started rocking and blasting away with our big Garnet amps, and we played the Dirty Boogie, my old lady and the lady next door, floating down the river on the shithouse door, Dirty Boogie. Last time I saw her, she was floating down the stream. Her ass was spouting bubble and her cunt was spouting cream. Dirty boogie. They all loved it. And then, that was a song George Jorgensen, Gowan's dad, taught us. I think the first verse is, no, that's my old lady and the lady next door floating down the river on the shit house door. And, the last time I saw her, she was floating down the stream. Her ass was spouting bubbles and her cunt was spouting cream. I think there's one more verse. Anyway, and then we played the marijuana song, which is a song I wrote about marijuana. I love that good old marijuana. And about the friendly stranger and all this. And then we blasted away, probably did Policeman's Coming. That's another one. Policeman's coming, gonna hit you on the head. What a shame, someone ends up dead. Misery, sympathy, brother, who's your friend? Anyway, we did the Policeman's Coming. Then we packed up and the guards all came out down and, hey, let's give you a hand, we'll give you a hand. Packed it all in the van. Drove out through the gates. Ron lit up the hash pipe again, and then we smoked, and away we went on the way home. Anyway, when he died, he was the pitcher for the Patterson Avenue Perverts. I wrote this it's called The Ode to the Great Tomato. Oh, here we go. The Ode to the Great Tomato. There once was a great tomato, a legend throughout the land. He liked to drink, he liked to smoke, he liked to party, and don't forget the toke. He was full of life, full of fun, a super guy, he was second to none. He had a softball team, Patterson Avenue Perverts. There is no doubt he would pitch his famous yeah ball and strike the rival team out. The good old tomato, another rout. He had a love for music and had a lot of great friends and even managed a rock and roll band. Now he's gone, let's remember him with a smile in our hearts for our old friend. If there is another place, Ron will be there in the race to pitch the perfect game and to take his proper place up on the mound in the by and by, on the diamond in the sky. So let's raise our glass. Ron was the most. 3 cheers to the great tomato now that he's toast. He got cremated, by the way. Anyway, he would have got a kick out of that. So anyway, that's my little story. Thank you.